Hello, in this video we'll see how to interface a fire sensor with the Raspberry Pi board and send notifications onto your mobile using the Blink app. So a fire sensor or a flame detector is a sensor designed to detect and respond to the presence of flame or fire. So it is quite essential to use a fire sensor when you want to be notified about any fire accident happening at your home when you're away. To make a fire system of our own, we would need only these two parts along with a few connections to make, and then we are ready to set a fire system in a house. So let's get started now. So coming to the connections, the fire sensor has got 4 pins here, the A0, G, that is a ground pin, plus that is a VCC. So the VCC could be 3.3 volts or 5 volt depending on the module, and a D0 pin, that is a digital output pin. In addition to the pins, the module has got LEDs for the power and the D0 output. So the power LED glows whenever the board is powered properly, and the D0 LED glows whenever the sensor detects fire. The potentiometer box in here would allow us to increase or decrease the range at which we could detect fire at a place. And this is the sensing unit with the structure of an LED here. This detects the fire and communicates through the pins to the Raspberry Pi. So the connections we need to make would be connecting the D0 pin of the fire sensor to the Raspberry Pi's GPIO. It could be any GPIO, so you could note that and mention it in your code accordingly. So to power up the module, we use the 3.3 volt pin on the Raspberry Pi connecting to the VCC or the plus pin of the module, and the ground pin connecting to the ground pin on the Raspberry Pi. As the Raspberry Pi is short of analog pins on itself, we would not be able to connect the A0 pin on the Raspberry Pi and get analog values accurately. So for making use of the A0 pin, you would need an external ADC for the Raspberry Pi GPIOs, and then you would be able to get the analog values much more accurately. So this was all about the hardware connections. To send a mobile notification onto your Blink app, you would need to configure a project in it and use the notification widget to send notifications to your mobile whenever fire is detected at your place. Let's go through the process of setting up the app and making it connect with the hardware and successfully implement a fire alert system. Now let's configure a new project in the Blink app to work with the hardware system. So if you've followed your previous tutorials, I've already shown you how to go with the Blink app. So I'll just give a briefing here and then move into the actual implementation. So first up, create a new project, then give a project name here. As I've named my project as Fire Alert, then go for checking the hardware board, the selection menu here. So you have Raspberry Pi 3B, select that, and you can select the connection type. So right now I have a connection with my Wi-Fi on the Raspberry Pi, so I'd go with Wi-Fi. Then you can create a project here. So I've already got a project created for the hardware setup now. So here is the project which I was talking about. Click the plus symbol here, and then you would get this widget box. In that, select the notification panel. So it's already installed in my project, so I not do that again. So once you click the notification widget, it appears on the screen as in here, and now we are ready to interface the app with the project and get the notification on your mobile. Now let's get started with the implementation by integrating the hardware and the app together. Here we are with the hardware setup now. Connections made as per the connections shown in the FreeSync diagram. Let's have a closer look at the sensor connections and then move on to the implementation. Starting from the bottom, you have A0, D0, ground and VCC. So the A0 is for the analog output, D0 for the digital, ground, VCC. VCC we give it as 3.3 volts. So along with that, you can see the LEDs here, the power LED and the D0 LED. The power LED glows whenever the sensor is powered properly, and the D0 LED glows whenever there is flame detected from the sensor. So this potentiometer pot on the sensor is used for toggling the range up to which it can detect fire. So this was all about the sensor connection. So in here, as we do not have any analog pins on the Raspberry Pi, we would be using only the digital output. You could use an analog pin with the Raspberry Pi provided you have an external ADC which helps in collecting the analog values from the sensor. So on the Raspberry Pi, we have the red wire VCC connecting to plus 3 point, the brown wire connecting to the ground, and the green wire connecting to GPIO 4, that is the BCM mode of pin naming. Now let's move on to the implementation part. Raspberry Pi board has booted up, and here we are with the SSH terminal. In the previous tutorials, we have already got the Blink library installed in here. So we make use of that library and write the code. There's nothing more to do in here. You can just run the program. this is the file name which I have given. Press enter and you see this text in here. So now let's move to the app and the hardware and check how the alert pops up. So here we are with the Raspberry Pi board connected to the sensor. We have our app ready as well. Let's get started now. The program is running. Press the play button on the app. So now you see here the app is connected. So now let's try to bring in flame and point it towards the sensor so that it can send a notification to us. There you go. You're getting the notification now. So in the same way, so you see here on the notification panel you get the fire alert. So there you go. So this is how we are going to send the notification to the user whenever flame is detected at the sensor. Let's stop the program now and stop the app as well. So now that we have seen the project implemented successfully, let's move on to the code and understand it thoroughly. Let's understand the code running behind the project. At first, we import the rpi.gpio as GPIOs, that is for setting the modes in which the pins would be used and declaring them as input or output. Then we move on to the import time module. So we access the time functions to introduce some delay in the project, and the next module which we would require to implement the project would be Blink Live. So the last time around we have seen for Gmail we have used SMTP Live, and for SMS services we have used an Exmo service. So in here we are using the Blink Live to access the Blink app for mobile notifications. But then we move on to setting up the GPIO. So the GPIO 4 as we have been using for the fire sensor. So the same GPIO here. I have put the value in the channel variable. Then we set the mode as GPIO.BCM, that is for naming the pin as in GPIO followed by the number. That would be the pin which we want to point to. Then we set up the channel as input. So GPIO.in would declare the channel pin as input. Then we move on to setting up the communication between the app and the hardware. So the Blink auth key would be required for this. So the authentication key would be mailed to your email registered with the Blink account. So you need to put in your authentication key here for successfully establishing the communication channel between the Raspberry Pi board and the app. So once this is done, we move on to initializing the Blink channel. We make use of the authentication key and make this initializing command. So the initializing function in here is Blink in the Blink Live module. So then we create a function in here which would send a notification to the Blink app. So the function would be reading the values of the channel, and based on the values detected it would notify the Blink app accordingly. So whenever the channel pin detects 1 in here, we would notify the Blink app as fire at your place. So this was the simple function for that. And then we add events now for detecting and calling the function whenever the pin detects a specific value. So here is the event for detecting the value of the pin. So the GPIO.add event detect would be the function. And here we pass the channel, that is the GPIO4 and then GPIO both, to get the data regarding zeros and ones generated from the digital pin of the fire sensor, and then the bounce time of 30 seconds. So this would let us know about the complete information coming from the digital pin. In the next step we would use the callback event. So we call the function which is required to be executed whenever there's a specific value detected on the pin. Whenever you detect the pin going to a high state, that is 1 on the digital pin, so you communicate that to the GPIO and implement the send notification function, that is send_ntf function, which would send a notification to the Blink app which can pop up on your mobile. So that completes the major functionality of the program. Now to make the program run forever, we would use an infinite loop as while true. So with the true condition, it keeps running infinitely. So we give a break of 1 second here. So time.sleep 1 would be the function for that. And that's it. We are ready to send mobile notifications about any fire alert in real quick time. So in this video, we have learned how to interface the fire sensor with the Raspberry Pi and send mobile notifications to the Blink app so that they could pop up on the notification panel and alert the user accordingly. To get the code for this project, please do check out the blog link given in the description below. Thank you.